This is the 9th assignment in test prep on functions and transformations. So a little bit of information here with just notation. And what does it mean when you say f of 2 and then g of 2 and then f of g of 2? So whatever number is inside a set of parentheses means that that's the x, or the independent variable value. And you work from the inside out. So g of 2, well, we go to x equals 2, and then g of 2 is 4. So we're doing f of 2 times f of 4. Well, f of 2, x is 2, and then I go to the f, and that's 3. And then f of 4 is 7. So we're doing 3 times 7 to give 21. Okay, so the table shows f, so g of x equals what in terms of f of x? Well, just 3 times f of x. So that's just asking a question on the table. These questions here are all operations on functions. So f minus g of x is just telling you to subtract the two functions. Run the negative through the parentheses though. F times g of x, that's not composed. Don't get that confused. That's not the f circle g. I'm not going to write that down, but so they want you to just multiply those two together when x equals 2. So it's 3/2 times 1/2. No calculator now. And that's 3/4. When you add the 1 plus 1/2 and the 1 minus 1/2. F divided by g of 3. So 3 goes in for x in both, and then you divide that result. So 3 squared over 3 to the 4th is 1 over 3 squared, or 1 over 9. Okay, more table questions on this. Why am I repeating myself here is the question. It looks like I just had an extra page of the same thing in there. All right, problem 6. So g of f of x. So that means the whole function f of x goes in for x on the g function. So x squared replaces x in the g function. So we get x squared plus 5 when we do that. 7, g of f of x. So all the f of x function, which is x squared, gets substituted in for the x in the g function. So it's like saying g of, let me write these down, that might make more sense here. What is g of x squared? That's what it's saying. And this is saying g of x squared also. So you just simply replace it. And what does that mean? Well, it means x squared squared. In this problem, 1 over x to the 5th. Problem 8, so f of b equals 8 to the 3rd. 8 to the 3rd is 512. So that means that 2 to the b minus 5, when you say f of b, that means x gets replaced with b equals 512. So 2 to the 9th has to be 512, so b is 14. This is a hard no calculator problem. I will tell you without a doubt, that's probably more of a calculator problem than a no calculator problem. Definitely on the up and up there. So f of x squared, what does that look like? The square root of 2x squared. X squared goes into the f function. G of x squared, so then we replace x with x squared in the g. So 1 over square root of 3x squared. So we do this product, and the square roots of the x squareds come out as x's. So we end up with this. The x's cancel out there. So a little bit of a goofy problem with that. So g of negative 7 minus g of 2. So x is negative 7, we get 1. I'm sorry, x is negative 7, we get 8 for y. When x is 2, we get 6. So you do 8 minus 6. So these are asking for what the y values are when x is negative 7 and x is 2. The number of turning points. So that's why I had these labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 turning points in the graph. All right, problem 12. So now we're getting at function transformations. And what you have to understand is that for a horizontal slide, you replace with the inverse expression. You replace x with the inverse expression. And with a vertical slide, you replace y with the inverse expression. Same way with compressing and stretching. Although I think this is just going to be translations. So x minus 3, 4 units to the right. So x gets replaced with, so the x plus 4 represents 4 units to the right. So the inverse is x minus 4 with that. And so that's what x gets replaced with, and then you simplify that. And then h of that is you replace x with 4 to get that. So 4 units to the right again, so that's an x plus 4, and so you replace x with x minus 4, and you simplify it, and then you put 6 in for x. So you do the inverse. You can think in terms of the opposite, but I call it the inverse algebraic expression. Opposite of x plus 4, x minus 4 in. Okay, 2 units to the left, so x plus 2, so this means x minus 2 here, so you replace x with x plus 2, and that's it. So simplify that, you get negative 2x minus 5. Make sure you distribute the negative 2 through. And again, it's x plus 2 that gets replaced in, because it's x minus 2 that is describing there. And you simplify all of that, run the negative 2 through, and you get negative 2x minus 5. And then from there, you put in 2, you get negative 9. And then 2 to the f function gives you negative 5 up here. A little bit of work on that, holy smokes. 5 units down, so that means y minus 5, or g of x minus 5. So you replace on the left that with g of x plus 5. And then you solve for the g of x to get your new function there, 2x squared minus 8. Same idea here, 4 units to the right, so that's x plus 4. So we replace x with x minus 4 and then simplify, and then x equals 6 in that composed function, and then you get square root of 11. So here we have 2, and x to the right by 4, and then 3 units down. So I meant to say this originally. So we replace with the opposites of that, x minus 4, and then y plus 3, or h of x plus 3, if you want. And then we're going to solve all of this. So subtract 3 on the end. This is a quadratic, and then we want to know when x is 2 in this, what do we get? So it's the opposite expression, or inverse expression, that you replace on both sides with. This y minus 3 is really h of x minus 3, if you want. And then you replace with the x minus 4 and the h of x minus 3. All right, so 18, the y equals 4, line y equals 4 intercepts the function in how many points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty easy question. 19, the slope of the line after it's reflected over the y-axis is what? So if this is 2, I guess kind of up 4 and right 2, the slope is 2. If you reflect it across the y-axis, you're going to go up 4 and left 2, which makes it negative 2. So 4 units left, 2 units up. Now you replace with the opposite from 4 units left and 2 units up. So 4 units left is x minus 4. 2 units up is h of x plus 2. So we're going to do the opposite of that. Replace with x plus 4 and h of x minus 2. 21, left by 6 units and then up 4 units. Where will this point go to? So this point will go to negative 2, 5 when you do that. 22, okay, so I said one of these wouldn't be on there, but stretch horizontally by a factor of 2. So that's the reciprocal now. So this is 2 times 2x, so we put 1/2 x in. If it said vertically, you would put 1/2 x in for y, or 1/2 y in for y and solve for y. So then you simplify that out, and you get 1/4 times 8, which is 2, x squared plus 24. And then 23, okay, so original here. So 0, 4 goes to 2, 6. The maxima will be intercepted by sorry, I was looking at the wrong graph. So this graph above here is reflected across the x-axis. Y, it would be intercepted by the line y equals negative 2. So you can just look at this point here. It would go from 4, 2 down to 4, negative 2. All right, so on 24 here, this is the original. And I put this shift in here to give you an idea of the shifting that occurs. So if the graph of f of x shown is transformed to f of x minus 2 plus 2, then which of the graphs below shows the transformations? So here's the original. So you're actually going right to and up to, the opposite from what you see here. So if you're going right to and up to, on which of those graphs do you go from 0, 4 to 2, 6? So that's right to and up to. And you get that by looking at this change here. So it's a little bit goofy in how you have to look at it, but it's right to and up to which of those graphs, and it is C indeed that you see 0, 4 going to 2, 6. So I just use those points to show that idea. Pretty long packet here. Some of these are a little less important, so you have to take the difference because with profit it's your sales minus what it cost you, and then 20% of that is a tax. So that's the tax at 15t squared plus 6. So you subtract them and then multiply by 0.2. Okay, so here's the product of these two that you need to take. And I know right away it's B because I can just look at the end product and the first product, a 32t to the fourth, and then a 52 on the end, and that is B when you do that product. Okay, so here's this rectangle, and the length of x plus 2, so it must be x minus 4 on the other one when you factor it. Pretty easy problem to do. Again, involves a little bit of factoring. If x equals 16, what's the perimeter? So you can figure out that we have a 12 by 18. So 12 plus 18 plus 12 plus 18 on that. Oh, I did it again. Duplicate pages here. So anyway, that is the end of the 9th assignment on functions and transformations.